What's up, Wargamers? Welcome back to World of Wargaming, and welcome back to another game of Reign in Hell. Today we're going to be playing Information Wars, so we're going to be hunting lost nodules of information. We rolled up an enormous number of demons for this fight. So we've got 5 spiked fiends, 5 or 6 tentacle beasts, a tally man, and yeah, we got a whole mess of baddies. There are 12 total enemies versus my 8 total robot host. Before we get into it, if you have not considered, please do consider smashing the buttons, leaving a comment, telling your friends about the video, checking out the links in the description. Any and all of those things help immensely to push out the channel's content and help more people hopefully discover some of these smaller indie games. New to Reign in Iron, initiative is determined by rolling a d12 for each of your models. So 8 models is 8 d12s. And then we sort them. We do the same thing for the opposition. And since we both have 12s, we resort to a high roll. I'm the blue and black dice, they are the red dice. I win the high roll, so my 12 will get to go first. I'm going to have my sniper at 12 make it rain on that closest spike demon. To hit, we're rolling a number of dice equal to our combat score. My combat score is 4, plus 1 for the focus shot, and it'll be plus 1 damage if I hit. But because their combat is currently higher than mine... Oh, no, wait. I'm missing a bonus. One second. Missing the plus 2 just for being a sniper and shooting at somebody. I knew I was forgetting something. That number didn't seem right. So now my combat is higher than theirs, so I will need 2s. Oh, that's a lot of 1s. And then it gets plus 1 damage from my bombard specialist. They are combat 6, I believe. Combat 6. So they're looking for 6s to block. Block 1 of them. Enemies will activate in order of their proximity to your models. So that fella standing in the Torii gate will charge my repeater. So on combat 5, he needs 2s. Ooh, and he got a crit. So that's going to be an extra damage. And he's going to get to roll for charge, but I'll do that in a moment. I'm combat 5. I need 5s to block. Block a fair number. Block 3. Take 3. And we'll see if he charges. He does not. They need a 6 to gain that. Our repeater behind the derelict van will take a shot at that same demon. When you attack, you choose from one of 3 combat styles. I'm usually using a focus shot as much as possible because it gives you a combat bonus. So my combat 5 goes to 6 with the focus and goes to 7 from my processor for being within 8 inches and shooting at a wounded model. God, 1s, just ugh. Peter, though, I can switch a dice to a 6. So 4 hits, plus an extra damage from my bombard auxiliary against combat 6. No blocks, and I get to see if I learn anything. I learn on a 5-up. I do not. Demons are then going to go back to back, so it'll be some of these guys coming from inside this garden. First will be the tentacle beast into my repeater. Combat 5 on my combat 5. So they need 3s. Combat 5, looking for 5s. That's cocked. It was meant to be. So we'll block 2, take 2. Other spine demon who was in the corner right there gets plus 3 to his movement and comes a charging with plus 1 combat. He'll be looking for 2s. I'll be looking for 5s. I will take 4. I go next on 9, and I gotta get that poor repeater out of there. So he's going to use evasive maneuvers, which will give him +1 movement, and everybody treats him as long range. So anybody who attacks him until he activates again is -2 combat. And then he will open fire on the tentacle beast. Combat 5 on combat 5, so I need 3s. That's pretty good. And I'm a repeater, so I can switch one of those to a 6. Need 6s to block. It will block 1. We have the extra damage from the bombard, which is the one we'll say that gets negated. So they're going to take 5, and I get to see if I learn anything. I do not. Demons then get to go at 9, and it's going to be this tentacle beast on the very north edge who's going to come charging into my other repeater. See his hammer tentacle swinging up above the van. 5, so looking for 3s. Crit block. In the tray. Oh, that's not good. Or we block 1. So take 3. On a 6, they gain a charge. No charge. Next up is this little spine demon who will run for cover into the forest. I'm then going to go with my blast demon who's crouched right there, who's going to focus his blast into this mob right here in front of him. Looking for 2s. Finally, a roll without any 1s. Our initial target, the tentacle beast, is going to roll his defense. Blocks none. So that might kill him. I got to look, check the life points. But then everybody else will take half that damage. So that's going to be 3 damage to each of those spine demons that are near him. Got 2 tentacle beasts to activate next for them on double 6s. They're not in range to get to anybody or anything, so we got to roll to see what they do. So we'll roll for the first one, which is the closest one. He'll move to cover, and then for the second one, he will get a bonus and come a running. We'll see where he ends up. Looking at these 2 right here in the middle. First goes to cover. Second gets +3 to his move, which puts him to an 11. They're super fast. Making it out to the mob that's currently sitting out there. Bombard auxiliary in the teal and purple right there, teal and pink, is going to fire into one of the spine demons that just took damage. All right, looking for 2s. 6s to save. Saves 2 of them. What a jerk. These 2 friends hiding up in the thicket. One will move deeper into cover. One will move closer to me. Me on 3, I'm going to go with the fortification auxiliary. So start of his activation, he gets to heal that wounded repeater for 3. And then he's going to move closer to him, behind him, because he can fly. And then he'll heal him for a D3 +3. So that was a 2 + 3, so for 5 more. So he's back up to almost full health. Alley Man will come charging through the garden. Processor's going to use his movement bonus from the transport to move over and come down, where it will then shoot at the severely wounded tentacle beast. You're looking for 2s, looking for 6s. Blocks 1, but he only had 2 health left, so that's enough to finish him off. Transport is going to hop over and grab that objective. When he picks it up, he gets to see if he learns anything from the information node. He does. Now that I've actually learned something, I'll explain what it does. Learn is an increasing stat that starts at 0. Whenever you crit or do certain scenario actions, you get the chance to learn. On a 5 or a 6, you do, and you get +1 combat for each point of learning that you have. Last up for the demons will be that tentacle beast in the very back. He's going to move into the forest bamboo cover with his buddy. Turn 2 is going to open with me going back to back with 2 11s to their highest number being a 10. Going to open with the Blasto. Goes to 6 for focus, goes to 7 for my processor. Looking for 2s. Combat 6 as the spine demon that was out front was the target. He blocks 2 of them. The tentacle beast next to him will take 2 because half of the original rounded down. Sniper is going to go next for me, and he's going to just go ahead and bring down that Slaughter Fiend that's out front. And I'm within range of my Bombard, so I've got the Doofleaky. Second thought, I'm going to take my shot at the Tentacle Beast. Pretty decent. Blocks none of it. 7 goes to 8 for the Bombard is enough to finish off the Tentacle Beast. I feel like he's the bigger threat, even though his combat isn't as high. Demons are now going to get to go a few times, starting with that Slaughter Fiend up top on the Repeater by the Vein. 5. On combat 6, he needed 4s. Oh, no, wait, I'm combat 5. That 3 was a hit. And I'll block 3 of them. Take 1. Actually was -1 combat there. So that 2 that he had would have hit. So we'll just say that I take 2 damage there. Our Spine Demon friend behind the lamppost will charge the Blasto. Hits a bunch of times. And I'll block a few times. Take 3. Next closest is the Tentacle Beast in the corner of the garden, who's going to come at me. The unengaged Repeater will shoot at this new Tentacle Beast that has exposed itself. No. The engaged Repeater will evasive maneuver and then take a shot at him, at the newly approached one. And then fire away. Almost straight combat 5, but I am +1 damage from the Bombard. Okay. Yeah. So 6 damage. Let's see if I learn anything. I do not. Tallyman rolls a 4 to come at me. Slaughter Fiend near the Tallyman against the wall will come out. To me on 4, which will be my other Repeater who is still up north, who will focus and fire into the Tentacle Beast up there. 2s. Swap one of those to a 6. They'll block 2 of them. I'll have +1 for my Bombard. So 4 damage. Let's see if we learn anything. We do not. Our Slaughter Fiend in the forest is going to come charging out. Luckily, not far enough to get me. Transport is going to run and gun. Actually, I don't need to run and gun. 4 goes to 5 from the thing I learned. Goes to 6 for my processor and shooting at a wounded target. So 2s with a crit. Not going to get the Bombard bonus because you got to start the activation within his bubble, which is 3 inches. Block 2 of them. Take 3, which is enough to kill it. And let's see if I learn anything. I do not. First beast in the thicket will come at me. Second beast will move up in the cover some. Remaining activations in the round are all me. We're going to have Fortification will activate and heal the 2 damage on the Repeater who is now by the van. And then he will focus fire into that Tentacle Beast up there. 5s between the processor and the focus. Oh, wow, he's really bad at shooting. So potentially 1 damage. Nope, he soaks it, and he's going to fly away. Over to the other side of the party with the bonus that he gets from the Transport Demon. Processor will focus fire into the Blast Demon that is... Sorry, no, Bombard will focus fire into the Spine Demon that's currently attacking Blasto. Looking for 2s. Blocks 1. So that's 6 damage, which is enough to kill, and more importantly, do I learn anything from this? I do not. Processor will then take a shot at the Spine Demon in front of the van. 2s. And then we get +1 from the Bombard, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 is enough to kill him outright. Going into turn 3, we both have a 12, so I will go first. Obviously, we're going to crack off with Blasto to start things off. Number 3s. What he blocks? None, so that's good. So he'll take 3. The Tentacle will take 1. The Tallyman will take 1 and bounce 1 back to the blast. They go on. Demons go on 12. Slaughter Fiend or Tentacle Beast up top. There's no Slaughter Fiends even on the board this game. Will come at the closest repeater. 5 here, so looking for 3s. Combat 4. Looking for 2s. I'm combat 4 with his bubble of nonsense and writhingness. Block none. Take 4. I'm going to then have that same repeater perform an evasive maneuver. Coming to place himself closest with that -2 bubble against him. And then he is going to open fire at the Spine Demon that's right in front of him. 5 +1 for the processor. We'll flip that 1 to a 6. We were 6, so I was looking for 3s. So those are misses. 4 hits. Combat 6. That was out of the tray as well. So no blocks. +1 damage for the Bombard is enough to kill that Spine Demon. Now, all that being said, he is pretty beat up right now. And this Tentacle Beast is absolutely coming for him. Does, however, treat him as long range, though. So it's a -2 penalty to their combat. 1 hit. I am combat 4 from their nonsense. No blocks, so I'll take 1. I have the other repeater focus fire into the Tentacle Beast up front. Looking for 2s. Turn one of them into a 6, so we might learn something. Blocks none of it, which is 7 damage +1 from the Bombard. And he's taking 1. They have 9. That'll smoke him. The man will seek cover. Sniper will focus fire into the Tentacle Beast on the street below him. Looking for 2s. Good chunk of damage. Blocks 1 of it. I get +1 for the Bombard, so 7. Which will smoke him out. Our fort is going to move with a bonus from the transport towards this other objective down here. I'm going to go with the processor next, who's going to run and gun. And he will pop shot at the Tallyman. 6 +1 because he's a wounded fella. Should be 2s, I believe. Maybe 3s, but should be 2s. Yes, absolutely 2s. Pretty good roll. The tray? Nope. So it takes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 +1 because I started my activation within 3 inches of the Bombard. Tentacle Beast will come crashing through the thicket to give me a proper lashing. Against my modified combat 5 means 3s, 4 hits. Two blocks. Take 2. Leaving the Bombard. Bombard is going to move down with his bonus from the transport and rock shots into the Tentacle Beast. I'm looking for 2s. 5 hits. 1 block. 4 damage. Turn 4 will begin the way turn 3 ended, with the bombardment auxiliary blasting at that tentacle beast, this time with a focused attack. Blocks 1, takes 5. Let's see if I learn anything. I do not. Processor is going to take a shot at the Tallyman and then move away. Looking for 2. No. Crud. I got to do this again. He has cover, so I'm -1. Still looking for 2s, though. And no crit this time. One to his defense. Blocks none. That is enough, but he will shoot that 4 damage back to me as well. Processor then moves to grab the objective. He does not learn anything. Notification moves to grab the last objective. And with that, we win the information war, defending our territory and our data from the demon incursion. First part of post-game, since there's nobody retiring or dying, here are my rewards. So I get 1 roll default, and then I get a bonus roll for being victorious in the scenario. So first roll is a 14. No reward found. Yep. And a 15, which is also no reward found. Max XP, which is 3 for the leader, 2 for everybody else because everybody survived. The transport and bombard have enough XP at 6 to get their first upgrade. Which is a D3. 1-2 is movement. 3-4 is structure. 5-6 is combat. My transport rolled a 1 to get movement, and my bombard rolled a 6 to get combat. So that's fun. Nothing special with the territories for me right now. So that's going to do it for today's game of Reign in Iron. Thanks so much for tuning in and hanging out. I hope you have an absolutely amazing rest of your day.